Yesterday, video of a brutal act towards an adult male with mental health challenges made its way on the social media. The images in the video put on display the brazenness of the offenders who assaulted the victim and then broadcast it for the entire world to see. Thanks to the outstanding work of 11 district police officers and Area North detectives, all 4 offenders from the incident are in police custody and awaiting formal charges. The victim, who is not a Chicago resident, is currently recovering from the incident. I've said time and time again that if you commit an act of violence in the city of Chicago, you will feel the full weight of the Chicago Police Department, and tonight, 4 individuals have experienced the consequences of their actions.
And communicated with the suburb where the subject was missing from. After his treatment at the hospital, he was released, and his parents came into Area North Detective Division. All 4 offenders, 2 female adults, 2 male adults, 3 of which are Chicago residents. 1 is from Carpentersville, have given videotape statements, and currently the Cook County State's Attorney's Office is at Area North interviewing the victim and his family, and we anticipate charges in the next 24 hours.
Lieutenant, do you know how the individual got to be down in Chicago?
He is an acquaintance of one of these subjects, and apparently they met out in the suburbs. These subjects then stole a van out in the suburbs and brought him into Chicago.
So he was kidnapped out in the suburbs?
We're still talking to the victim. It's quite a possibility it is a kidnapping, and that's certainly one of the charges we'll be seeking if it turns out to be that. But he's traumatized by the incident, and it's very tough to communicate with him at this point.
Commander, was he drugged, or he appears inebriated? There's a second video where he clearly does not appear to be, like you said, he's disturbed. Is there any connection that he was possibly injected with something, or was he under the influence of something?
We don't believe, he hasn't said he's under the influence of anything. I mean, obviously there were medical tests done at the hospital. Toxicology will take a few weeks.
Was there some drug connection that brought him in connection with this other individual he knew out in the suburb?
No.
Do you know how long he's with these individuals?
It appears at least 24 hours. We're thinking as long as maybe 48 hours.
Was there a missing person report filed in those suburbs?
Yes, there was.
Superintendent, you think that this rises to the level of a hate crime?
We're still investigating it, and if the facts guide us to that in that direction, then we'll certainly charge them appropriately.
Superintendent, can you talk about the uniqueness of this case? Broadcast on Facebook Live, your officers were able to put these pieces together. And did your cyber team work on this? Were you able to use technology in that way? We're just curious about how that.
This was simply the hard work of some patrolmen that work in the 11th district, and this kind of illustrates how you hear the narrative that police are backing down and not doing their jobs. This is a perfect example of them doing their jobs. They cared enough when they saw this individual that appeared to be in distress to take the case even further and continue investigating, and it brought us to where we are right now. So I'm very proud of those officers. I'm proud of the detectives working on it.
Can you give us your reaction to just seeing this video and what happened on this?
Have you seen the video? It's sickening. It's sickening. It makes you wonder what would make individuals treat somebody like that. So I've been a cop for 28 years, and I've seen things that you shouldn't see in a lifetime, but it still amazes me how you still see things that you just shouldn't. So I'm not going to say it shocked me, but it was sickening.
I know we heard a lot of things said in the video, directed towards white people, directed towards Donald Trump. What's the reason for this? Have you, in question, been able to determine anything?
Although they are adults, they're 18. Kids make stupid decisions. I shouldn't call them kids. They're legally adults, but they're young adults, and they make stupid decisions. That certainly will be part of whether or not a hate crime is, if we seek a hate crime, to determine whether or not this is sincere or just stupid ranting and raving.
Have you
He
figured
said
out a
he-
motive for this at all?
We have not known.
He said he knew one of them. How?
They attended a school together in the suburbs.
Where do you go with
Other
them?
people involved that you know of, other adults?
No, these 4 subjects at this time are all we're looking at. Doesn't seem to be that anybody else was involved,
Is
though.
one of the subjects the one who broadcast, the young lady who broadcast, I know you can't tell me, or is it the person who broadcast the live feed?
Yes.
You guys let us know what suburb he's
Tweeted about the
from?
violence in Chicago. Do you think any of this is connected to the fact that he continues to mention Chicago in speeches and in tweets?
You know, I really can't say what's in the mind of 4 individuals that would do something as sickening as this. Who knows? Who knows? I know that he has mentioned Chicago, but I can't connect that with what these folks did. If you looked at that video, they were just stupidity.
Have those 4 individuals said anything to lead you to believe this was politically motivated?
No,